Hey guys, today I'm doing the mid-year book Freakout tag. In this tag, I'm going to talk about different books that I have read so far this year. Originally, I was supposed to do this tag in the mid section of the year, like May, June, but I'm a little bit late to the party as usual, so I'm going to do it now in September because, why not? So without any further ado, here are the 15 questions of this book tag. So question number 1 is, what is the best book you have read so far in 2015? And I don't have one answer for this, so I'm just going to show you the 4 books that I have given 5 stars to in the entire year. And those are El Libro Salvaje by Juan Villoro, The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman, Liesl and Poe by Lauren Oliver, and More Than This by Patrick Ness. Question number 2 is, which has been the best sequel that you have read this year? And the answer for that is The Runaway King. This is the second book in the Ascendance trilogy by Jennifer A. Nielsen. The first part is The False Prince, which I enjoyed more than The Runaway King. Nevertheless, I thought The Runaway King was a very solid sequel, and even though I am not planning on continuing on with this particular trilogy, I thought this was a pretty enjoyable ride. Question 3 is, new release books that you have already got but that you haven't yet read. And so I have 13 Chairs by David Shelton. I have All My Puny Sorrows by Miriam Toews. Magonia by Maria Devana Headley. A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. In a Dark, Dark Wood by Ruth Ware. Infinite Home by Kathleen Alcott, and this is a signed edition. And Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. Question number 4 is a new release book that is going to be released on the second half of the year and that you are very excited about. And I have 3 answers. The first one is the illustrated edition of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone by J.K. Rowling, which comes out in October, I think. Yeah, in October. And I pre-ordered it from Amazon and I am dying to get it. The other one is Career of Evil by Robert Galbraith, aka J.K. Rowling. And the third one is The Rest of Us Just Live Here by Mr. Patrick Ness, which comes out in like 2 weeks. Question 5 is, which has been your greatest disappointment this year? And that one has definitely been Vicious by V.E. Schwab. Based on different reviews and opinion and thoughts of some people whose opinion I really value and trust, I was expecting to love this. Unfortunately, I ended up giving Vicious 2 out of 5 stars. Question number 6 is, which has been your biggest surprise this year? And that was certainly More Than This by Patrick Ness. Because I had read previously from Patrick Ness, I had read the Chaos Walking trilogy, which I liked but didn't love. And I had read A Monster Calls, which I really liked, but it was still not perfect. So when I started reading More Than This, I was expecting something of quality, but I was not expecting to love it the way that I did, and this book just blew me completely away, and I gave it 5 out of 5 for sure. Question number 7 is, who are some of your favorite new authors based on what you have read this year? And so I chose Neil Gaiman, even though I have loved Neil Gaiman for many years now, but this year I have read some pretty good Neil Gaiman stuff. I also chose Patrick Ness and Catherine M. Valenti. Question number 8 is, who is your biggest fictional crush from this year? And I think I have to go with Levi from Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. Question number 9 is, who is your favorite character so far this year? And honestly, this is even harder a question than what is your favorite book this year, because there were so many great characters in this first half of the year. I cannot possibly decide. It was way too hard. So I just came up with the answer that sort of, came to my head first, but that doesn't mean that he is really my favorite character. He is just the one that stands out right now for some reason to me, and that is Her Silverman from Forgive Me, Leonard Peacock by Matthew Quick. Question 10 is, which book has made you cry? And the honest answer to this question is none. I never cry with books, or I'm just not a crying kind of person, and maybe I'm made of stone or something, but it just doesn't happen. I guess the nearest I've been to, or the closest I've been to crying, has been the last pages of The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman, because it was just so shocking and nostalgic, and everything sort of hit me in the face, and that was very meaningful, but I didn't cry. Question number 11 is, which book has made you happy? And so I chose the collection of short stories M is for Magic by Neil Gaiman, because it's so whimsical and funny and sinister, but in his own way. Fortunately, The Milk, also by Neil Gaiman. This is wonderful. And now that I think of it, I think I also gave this one 5 out of 5. I also chose Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. I really loved it. And the book that I am currently reading right now, but I am absolutely adoring, it's The Girl Who Circumnavigated Fairyland in a Ship of Her Own Making by Catherine M. Valenti. Question number 12 is, which has been your favorite book-to-movie adaptation? And if I'm talking about movies, I would definitely have to say Dark Places by Gillian Flynn. That movie is so wonderful, and it's very, very, very truthful and loyal to the book. But there's another one, which is Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell by Susanna Clarke, which was adapted not into a movie, but into a BBC miniseries. And honestly, that has to be the single best, most incredible adaptation I have ever seen of a literary work. It's absolutely fantastical. Question 13 is, which has been your favorite review that you have uploaded into BookTube? And I guess I really enjoyed the professional book tag. Number 14 is, which are the most beautiful books that you have bought or received this year? And for this question, I chose this bind-up of His Dark Materials by Philip Pullman, which is the Everyman's Library Collection edition, The Bone Clocks by David Mitchell, The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender by Leslie Walton, The Boy Who Lost Fairyland by Catherine M. Valenti, Golden Boy by Abigail Tartlin, Infinite Home by Kathleen Alcott, and Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. And finally, question 15, which is, what are the books that you really, really want to read before the year is out? And I have at least like 30 books that I would love to read before the year is out, but here are what I consider to be my absolute priorities. The Book of Strange New Things by Michelle Faber, A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara, The Dragonfly Pool by Eva Ibbotson, Among Others by Joe Walton, The Metamorphoses and Other Stories by Franz Kafka, Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman, this is a reread for me, Deathless by Catherine M. Valenti, The Opposite of Loneliness by Marina Keegan, Psycho by Robert Bloch, I Capture the Castle by Dodie Smith, Vampires in the Lemon Grove by Karen Russell, A Guide to Being Born by Romana Oswald, Don't Try This at Home by Angela Redman, We're All Completely Beside Ourselves by Karen Joy Fowler, The 13 Clocks by James Thurber, Everything I Never Told You by Celesta Ng, Side Effects by Woody Allen, Cravat and the Legend of the Satanic Meal by Ottfried Preussler, The Enchanted by Renee Denfeld, and The Crane Wife by Patrick Ness. So I know that's a lot of books, but hopefully, I mean, that's what I want to read, so hopefully I will be able to do it. So there you go, guys. That was today's book tag. Hope you enjoy. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video.